welcome to Business Standpoint on Citizen Information Network, CIN. My name is IKECHUKWU, OYEMIKE, and of course, this is the show where we review every policy, every deals, every event and occurrence that goes on in our country, whether versus local and international issues, on how they especially affect businesses in this country. And today on Business Standpoint, we shall be talking about a very serious issue. Of course, it has been going on for a while. It actually took the CBN 2 years to get to the point where we are right now on this issue. And that is the Nigerian-China currency swap deal. Nigerian-China currency swap deal, as it is a deal that is supposed to encourage the exchange of currencies, the naira and the yuan, that the Chinese people spend in such a way that businessmen in the two countries will be able to have themselves use those currencies to ease the stress they go through when they have to consult the third-party currency, which in most cases is the dollar. Of course, the currency swap deal is supposed to ensure that the country benefits a whole lot. I'm talking about Nigeria now, benefits a whole lot from the transaction and the deals, like in terms of the speed of transaction, because you wouldn't have to go and through the dollar routes anymore. There will be liquidity for businessmen and business environment in the country. It reduces the demand for that third currency, because when there is another alternative, especially when China is the biggest exporter to Nigeria, when you have their currency as a way of trading with them, it reduces the stress of having to demand the dollar. It also increases volume, because when you have that level of convenience, you of course will definitely have no stress in dealing more, because you wouldn't have to go through the route where you need the dollar to deal. That is also one of the benefits. Then financial stability and broader economic relationship between both countries. That brings us to why we are talking about this issue here today. What do we get from this deal? What is in it for Nigeria? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about on this show today. First of all, let me just take you through how this deal works. Because just last week, precisely between 21st and 22nd of July 2018, the central bank opened up sales to authorized dealers, the bank precisely in this case, to be getting the yuan, so that they could be issuing it to businessmen and women or business organizations who wants to import from China, who wants to place their orders, because this is how it works. You want to buy from China, you get their currency from our banks here, you place your order, you pay them via what they call the letter of credit. Letter of credit transaction. That means your bank will issue the credit notes to where you're buying from, to guarantee them that whoever you're selling to, if you cannot pay, the bank will pay. So it gives the seller the guarantee, especially from China. And if the Chinese are buying from Nigeria, it happens in both ways. And the CBN, they have made a very strong position on this. And part of their policy as it is to enhance the exchange rate in such a way that at every time they sit down to deliberate on the exchange rate, that they have to determine the rate at every time they do their meeting as it is. And they call it, once you win the bid, according to central bank, as a dealer, you have just 72 hours. You have just 72 hours to disburse once you bid and they approve your bid and you get the currency. You have 72 hours to use it. If you don't use it in 72 hours, you return it back to central bank at the rate with which you get it. And that rate, like I said, will be determined from time to time by the committee in CBN. That is not just all. They ensure that you don't use this currency to trade or deal in any country that is outside China. So it's an advantage. It's so coded in such a way that you don't deal outside China in this deal, because that's why it's called Nigerian-China currency swap deal. And having said all this, like I said, what do we get from this? Because if you look at the relationship between China and Nigeria, of course, I don't need to tell you that China will get the more of it. China will soon get the more of it, but what do we get in it? What do we get from this deal? That is exactly what we're going to discuss here today. Because it is said that we are a consuming nation. That means we're going to be demanding their currency the more. As it is, as reality here, Nigeria is investing $2.5 billion in it, and China is investing 16 billion yuan into this deal. To discuss this issue in details, I have a very sound person in this field, in person of Friday Ogbomo, PhD, a senior lecturer in the Department of Economics, Banking and Finance in Benson Idahosa University, Benin City, Edo State. We'll go on this break. When I come back, we're going to be talking a whole lot about how this deal is going to be to our advantage. And if not, what we can do to make it to our advantage. Don't go anywhere. Stay back. We'll be right back. Citizen Information Network, BSP, on CIN as it is. My name once again is IKECHUKWU OYEMIKE. And today, like I said, we've been talking about the Nigerian-China currency swap deal, a deal that involves Nigeria investing about 720 billion naira, which is to the tune of $2.5 billion, while the Chinese, on the other part, brings a counterpart fund of 16 billion renminbi, that is the yuan, in their own currency. All for our businessmen to get hold on it and trade with them, and their businessmen get hold on our naira and trade with us, because this money are going to be domiciled in each other country's bank for the business people to have access to it and avert the rout of the dollar. Now the question is, does it mean the dollar is going to suffer because there will be less demand for the dollar, considering the population of Nigeria? And why is China interested in Nigeria? Because on record, Nigeria is the third country China is going to be dealing with. I have on the phone a sound mind to discuss this issue. I'm talking about Friday Ogbomo, PhD, senior lecturer, Department of Economics, Business and Finance, Benson Idahosa University. Hello, doctor. How are you today? Hello, doctor. How are you today? Hello, can you hear me, Dr. Friday Ogbomo? Okay, I think the network is having an issue. We're going to go, we'll continue on the show, and once we get hold on him, we'll definitely let you guys have a feel of what he has got to say on this deal and how much we get from the deal. Like I mentioned earlier, the mode of issuance, the mode of operation, the way this transaction is going to go is that whoever is dealing is going to need a letter of credit from the bank. And based on CBN's policy, no bank has a right to keep the currency for more than 72 hours after your bid has been approved. If you don't use it in 72 hours, you return it back to central bank at the rate with which you got it from the central bank. Another condition is this: you don't deal this currency in any country that is outside China. So it has to do with China. It is purely Nigerian-China currency swap deal. To make sure that also part of the benefit, like I was mentioning earlier, was to reduce cost of production, and eventually we hope that it's going to impact on the price of goods in the market, because once the cost of production reduces, of course the price of goods will definitely be pocket friendly when we get to the market. For raw materials, all right, Dr. Friday Ogbomo, how are you today, doctor?
Yeah, good morning, I'm fine.
All right, good to have you on the show.
Welcome.
And very quickly, so that we don't have to waste any more of your time, I would like to go straight and ask you the first question here. Why specifically is Nigeria interested in China in this deal? What is in it? What's special about Nigeria in this deal for China?
China these days has become a destination for most developing economies as a result of their openness and disposition towards the third world. Or if you recall that they were also once a third world country, and I think they are also interested in ensuring that most third world countries also skate through the hurdles that is skate through in time past.
Okay, now, there's this argument that the U.S. will suffer in this because if you look at as it is now, when we talk of reserve currencies, the dollar is about the strongest reserve currency we have all over the world. Now, this deal, on this deal with China, Nigeria is going to have more emphasis and more concentration on the yuan, which will increase the reserve strength of the yuan in terms of international economy. So does it mean that the America will suffer in this and Nigeria will gain? Or what's your position on this?
There's this recent talk, an agreement being signed between Nigeria and China on the conversion or the usage of naira as against dollar in China. And Nigeria is more or less an import-dependent economy, and you also can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm with you, Dr. Flo.
Yes, and Nigeria is an import-dependent economy, and China is one of the leading economies in the world these days, if not the second largest economy in the world after US. And being that is made, if you are transacting business with China or with any country in the world, you need to convert your currency into dollars so you can transact business with them. I think the biggest advantage in this regard is that Nigeria don't need to convert naira into dollar in the transaction of business with any Chinese company in China. So there's an automatic swap between naira and yuan. And that is the biggest advantage there if it is well exploited.
Oh, like you said, if it is well exploited. So that's going to take me to my next question. Precisely, what should government do to encourage businesses in our country, Nigeria, so we can take advantage of this deal? Knowing fully well that we are nowhere comparing to China when it comes to industrial strength, economic strength, and leading when it comes to the world economy. So what should government do to create that environment and encouragement for businesses to take advantage of this deal?
I think the biggest thing is that most firms or most business concerns in Nigeria are not even aware of these dealings between Nigeria and China yet. I think there should be a kind of a concerted effort to ensure that there's publicity in this direction so that firms can take advantage of this novel idea.
Now you remember recently China and the US, they had this trade war.
Yes.
And there is this argument that China suddenly, of course, the central bank had been in talk with China for the last 2 years, but suddenly there's this argument that they decided to pick interest in the deal and enter into the agreement with Nigeria because they need to reduce the demand and the interest that people will have for the dollar. So they could win the war. What's your take on that? What do you have to say on that?
I think if I get you clearly, because not too clear, if I get you clearly, there's this trade war between
China and US, yes.
Between the US and China currently, and that's important to the fact that the US is 1 minute remaining. And that if Yeah, if nothing is done, US will become a recipient of Chinese product, and that will go a long way to have a negative consequence on the U.S. economy. I think that trade war is expected, but I think it should not be taken to the zenith if things are to be done well. But I think in Nigeria, for example, we are not a manufacturing country.
Yes,
we are import dependent. We depend so much on finished products from the advanced countries, particularly China these days. And the reason why China is becoming our biggest trading partner.
Hello, doctor.
Hello.
Yeah. I need to go on a break shortly. Can I come back to you on this issue so we can continue on the discussion, if you don't mind, please?
Okay.
Your call credits have.
All right, that was the doctor there, Dr. Ovesemi Ogbomo, Senior Lecturer, Department of Economics, Business and Finance, Benson University, Benin City, Edo State. We're discussing how we can make the most of this deal as it is. And the truth is this. We know how much we have in this country, and we know how much we should get based on our population size. And if we are going into any deal, we should be wise about it and know how to make the most of the deal. We'll go on this break. When we come back, hopefully we'll resume back with Dr. Veseni, and we do the needful thereafter. Stay with us. It's still Business Standpoint on Citizen Information Network. Yes, you can see, like you saw on the screen there, that is exactly the state of a particular area in Lagos State, Nigeria, as we speak right now, for those of you watching us outside the country. That exactly is Ilepo bus stop, the market there, the market, Ilepo bus stop. You're going from Oshodi through bypass Agege, and you're going to Songo Ota, like you're going towards Ogun State. How does this speak in terms of business-friendly environment? Because when we're talking business, we have to make sure that we have environments that are friendly, especially in terms of physical appeal. That place exactly is where people buy foodstuffs, they trade foodstuffs. That is not really good for the people. Presently, as we speak, that is how Ilepo bus stop is in Lagos State, Nigeria. So back to business standpoint, as we were discussing the Nigerian-China currency swap deal. How do we make the most of this deal? And how do we ensure that this deal does not only speak for the Chinese, that it also speaks for us? Why I said speaking for the Chinese is because, as it is, we are not at par in terms of production capacity with China. How do we take advantage of that window of this deal? Because for the excuses that business owners give prior to now, is the fact that having to exchange in dollar, there is always a problem. But I hope that with the fact that we are bypassing dollar into this deal, we're going to have the Hallelujah song, if there's anything like that, at the end of the day on this deal. I want to believe we have a Dr. Ovesemi Ogbemo back on the line. Okay, once we have him, definitely we will get back to you on this matter as it is. And like I was saying earlier, hello, doctor.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good to have you back. Still business standpoint on Citizen Information Network. We were discussing earlier about what Nigerian government should do to encourage businesses, just so we can take the most advantage of this deal. So you were on that topic. Can you please continue your thought on the topic, on that question?
Okay. On what Nigeria's government should do to encourage industrialists.
Yes.
I think the issue is not far-fetched. The first thing the government should do is to encourage production and processing of our raw materials. I was so surprised last time when I heard the Minister of Agriculture and saying that Nigeria had made another impact by exporting raw and crude yams to US and Britain. I think, to me, that is failure on the part of the government.
And that deal, we do not see the light at the end of the tunnel on that deal eventually.
Eh?
We could not see the light at the end of the tunnel on that deal eventually.
I am saying that what the government should do is to look out for prominent industrialists who could transform raw materials into processed products, into processed or manufactured products for export. And this is one way they can stimulate the economy and encourage the economy to grow in that direction.
And I'm sure you know very much about the ease of doing business policy that the government brought out a couple of months ago, if not about a year now or more.
I can't hear you well. It's not too clear. I can't hear very well.
Oh, I think the network is breaking. But I'm talking about the business friendly, the ease of doing business policy. Can you hear me?
Can you come again, please?
I'm talking about the ease of doing business policy that the government brought in about a year or two ago.
The policy of the government?
The ease of doing business policy.
I didn't get that.
Oh, I think we have to reconnect with you. But
it's breaking.
I don't know if you can still hear me now. I was talking about your take on the ease of doing business policy that the federal government brought into the system about a year or two ago, and how much that has played out, and how well it's going to enhance us taking advantage of this deal to get the most for ourselves. Like I was saying, if we are running a system, where we have to do a thing like having a deal with a country, especially when that country is in fact, it's like about 1 million miles ahead of us, we must put so many things in place to catch up, because part of this deal is for us to also be at par with the Chinese on whatever matter it is when it comes to business. Because you can't be dealing with a friend and at the end of the day, your friend is doing better than you and you're lacking behind. It doesn't make any common sense to me as it is. And hello, doctor, are you with me?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I was talking about, you know, recently the federal government of Nigeria started a move they call the ease of doing business policy.
The question again, please.
Recently, the federal government started a move. They called it the ease of doing business policy.
Which policy is that?
Ease of doing business, as in a way to make business environment easy for people.
that is not clear. I can't get that. That's your question.
Okay, maybe I should put it this way. As the federal government... Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Hello? Yes, you just talk on.
Okay. On the policy the government brought in recently to make business easy for people in this country, especially to encourage foreign direct investment. How much of it have we harnessed? How much of the foreign direct investment have we harnessed? And how much of it can we do to make sure that in coming to this deal, as it is now, we do not lag so much behind, because with China, it's a great gap for us to cover.
You mean the foreign direct investment of Nigeria? I can't get that very well, because it's not clear enough.
Yes.
Unlike before.
Sorry about that, but I think the network is what is playing the most on us right now. But I will try and repeat myself just to see you get it. I'm talking about the ease of doing business, the ease of doing business policy in Nigeria.
What is about Nigeria?
Okay.
It's not clear. It's not clear.
Okay, I think we have to get back to you. We have to get back to you, so just so we can fix the line properly and make sure we get that, because that question is very important at this stage of the conversation. We have to get back to you very soon. We'll connect back to you on it. We'll go on a break now for our viewers. We sincerely apologize for that network issue. We'll go on a break now. We'll come back and continue on this topic, because we have to get it right. And that's why we are here on Business Standpoint on Citizen Information Network. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Business Standpoint. Of course, once again, we're sorry for that network issue, because I know most of you are enjoying the conversation at this point where we are in. I want us to talk about some things that has to do with the risk involved in this deal. Because no matter how sweet you want to say this deal is, whether we like it or not, there is something in it for us, and there are some things in it against us. That is, if we don't do what we need to do to fix it. We are talking about a situation where the Central Bank of Nigeria has intended to release some amount of money into this project. Of course, they've opened up sales and authorized dealers, because they wouldn't sell to you if you're not authorized. We're talking about a situation where they open up sales and selling the Chinese currency to authorized dealers to encourage people to use them to invest. But what we are saying at this point is, in a situation where we do not produce as much as the Chinese because they have a very large economy. If we do not produce as much as at least could appeal to their demand and needs in terms of raw material, in terms of finished products, then how then do we make them invest in here just as much as we invest in them? Because whatever we do over there is money to them. So whatever they do over here means money to us. So how do we increase whatever they do over here? That is what I want us to look into. Because right here, we are a very much consuming nation, as it is. We do not produce as much as the Chinese do. So how do you think we can really make sure we bridge that gap that exists between our production capacity and the Chinese production capacity? One of it is this: we must continue and increase the rate at which we produce the things that the Chinese people import into their country. Which means what we have to be exporting into the Chinese economy has to increase in a very large volume. Of course, when we're talking about the advantage and the benefits of this deal, we talk about increasing volume. So if we're going to deal with volume, we have to make sure that whatever we export into China has to increase. That means we have to produce what they will need, because we wouldn't export what they don't need. And that brings me to another point where I earlier told you about something that has to do with the fact that China, as it is, the central bank, first of all, had put an embargo on about 41 products that you cannot get foreign currency to deal on. They have also extended they've extended that 41 products ban policy to this Nigerian-China currency swap deal. Just like things like importing toothpick, you don't go to any bank to get the Chinese currency to want to import toothpick. Things like aircraft and so many things that wouldn't benefit the economy as it is. So all these things are part of the advantages that we have to give, part of the credit that we have to give to central bank for doing so much a good job on this deal. Because Godwin Emefiele, who is the governor of the CBN, had promised earlier when he came to office that he's going to do whatever he can to make sure he protects the interest of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's hope this continues to the advantage of our people. Talking about the risk one more time, if we do not produce as much as we should, we'll be losing. Don't forget you can join the conversation online at CRN Niger. Of course, you can always drop your comments, and our number is on the screen. You can call us and drop. Let's have a conversation, and you know we can have a conversation on this. You call us, so we have your own input too. Of course, we have Dr. Friday Ovesemi Ogbomo on a standby on this conversation. The network issue we're trying to fix. You. Of course, we may be talking to a PhD holder in economics, an expert in economics, an expert in currency swap deal may also be on this conversation right now. So let us know what your take is on this. Let us know how you feel and what do you think we can do to make sure we make the most out of this deal as it is presently in our country. And as it is, we cannot run away from the fact that whatever we do, business, everyone that comes into business will also first of all think about how safe its investment is and how safe its business environment is to ensure that it makes the most of the money it projects to make. Because nobody puts money into a business without expecting to make something out of it. Like I was saying earlier, we have to produce. We have to produce, not just produce, but produce the things that the Chinese people need in terms of either raw material to them or finished product to them. Funny enough and painfully enough, we import raw material from China, and most of the raw material we import are things that we can also produce here. So what do the Chinese people do to put them at that position where a country so blessed as Nigeria, who should ordinarily have the capacity to produce, is importing what other countries are producing? You can join us on the conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's have a one-on-one gist whatever idea you have, call us on our phone line that is scrolling on your screen, and definitely we're going to have to see bright ideas coming from people. Don't forget it's still Business Standpoint and the Citizen Information Network. When we come back after this very short break, we'll definitely have to have you into this conversation more in details, and we'll let you know. Okay, before we go on the break, we have Dr. Oveseni back on the line. Hello, doctor. Sorry to have put you through this stress of network failure.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about the ease of doing business environment, the policy that federal government brought in recently into the business environment. So,
okay.
Yeah, how has the ease of doing business policy, how has it fared? How has it performed? And how will it help us to make the most of this Nigerian-China currency swap deal?
Okay, if I get your question well, the business environment for some time now have not been quite encouraging, because that will go a long way to actually hamper our trade relationship with China, in the sense that, take for instance the critical sector that actually impinged on manufacturing or industrial concerns is power supply. Power supply in Nigeria has been nosediving for a very long time, and there's no end in sight. And I think what the government should do to stimulate the business environment is to address the issue of power supply that it leads to greater productivity of Nigerians, and by so doing, it will encourage manufacturing and also stimulate export of Nigerian products abroad.
Thank you very much on that. And you see, in this deal, as much as we talk about the advantages, the benefits, and things we get to gain, there are risks. You know, because when you are dealing with a country that is a million miles away from you in terms of industrialization and all that, there is a chance that you are running a risk, because if you cannot meet up, you'll be losing some things. Are we producing enough, especially when it comes, because for the Chinese to want to import from our country, are we producing enough to meet up the size of their industry?
Sincerely speaking, I don't think we are producing enough. The credit so far in this government for the past 3.5 years is just on rice production.
Rice production.
So outside that, I don't see any significant impact this particular government has put in place to stimulate the economy and bring it on the path of competitive advantage with other economies, even in South Africa. So to me, the government needs to do more. Thank you.
All right. So now, is there a chance with the way we are going, if we remain at this level? Hello, doctor, are you with me?
Please come again. I didn't get that.
Yes, I just want to be sure if you are with me. Are you with me?
Okay, I'm still with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we remain at this level? Is there a chance that this deal can be cut short? Because if the Chinese are not getting anything out of it, is there a chance that they can cut this deal off? Hello?
Hello, the line is breaking. I didn't get that.
Okay, what I was saying is, if we have to continue at the level we are at right now, that we are not producing enough, power sector is not encouraging, and we are still at this level, and we are going into this deal, is there a chance that the Chinese can cut this deal off in between?
I didn't get your question, because it's not the line is breaking this way. It's like it's affecting.
What will be the continuity window for this deal? How long do you think this deal will last? How long do you think this deal will last? Let's put it that way.
How long do I do what?
How long do you think this deal will last?
Which one? How
This
long
deal.
how long do
Well, how long do you think this deal, this Nigerian-China currency swap deal, how long do you think it will last if Nigeria remain at this level?
Okay, I think I get it now. The duration of the deal is not is dependent on sincerity on the part of both government, number one, and also on the viability of the deal. If the deal is viable and also of benefit to both countries or both parties, it could last till eternity if it is beneficial. But if the deal is pitching towards one side, or the deal is advantageous to one side, I don't think it will last a long while, because one party benefits, the other party loses. So when it comes to that, the deal will hit the rock. So
on the final note, sir, what is your advice to the government of this country, the policymakers, as regard to this deal, just so we can make the most of it?
I didn't get that, please. Can you come again?
On the final note, what is your advice to the government on this deal, just so we can make the most of it?
My candid advice on this is that where the deal is okay, but what I want to let Nigerians know is that if you want to be competitive with China, you need to step up a little bit. You cannot just enter a deal. A consuming nation cannot enter a deal of that magnitude with a producing nation and don't expect to be at a disadvantage. So what Nigeria needs to do now is to ensure that we step up our economy to a competitive level, so that as China benefits, we equally benefit. But as it stands now, with the advantages to us is quite minimal. So thank you and God bless you.
All right, Dr. Friday Ogbemo, thank you very much for being on this show. Hope to talk to you next time on another interesting topic that we'll bring up on business standpoint. He's a senior lecturer, Department of Economics, Benson Idausa University, Benin City, Edo State. Thank you very much, Doctor, and good to have you on the show. All right, we go straight on a short break right now. When we come back, very quickly, we'll round up on business standpoint today, and we definitely know that we'll meet some other time to do more. Just on a short break, we'll be back to round up. All right, welcome back to Business Standpoint, Citizen Information Network, CIN. That was Dr. Friday Ogbemo, Senior Lecturer, Department of Economics, Business and Finance, Benson Idahosa University, Benin City, Edo State. Of course, it was an interesting conversation. And on his last note about before he signed out and he gave his final advice to government, he was talking about how to make sure we enhance our productivity, because a deal between a consuming nation and a highly producing nation, okay, maybe I put it this way, a highly consuming nation and a highly producing nation, of course, you don't need to be told that that deal is going to favor the producing nation more, because it's about money coming into the pocket of the person producing, because you are the consumer. For instance, you want to buy sugar, you want to buy salt, you want to buy biro, you want to buy this glass cup. You have to buy it from the producer. You're paying the producer to get it. And for the producer to sell to you, you must have factored in all the costs and its profit margin and interest and everything. It's all about making sure that you do the right deal per time. And the government of this country has to be sure that whatever deal we are going into, we have to be ripe for it. Just like saying, are we ripe for this currency swap deal? Is it the right time? Regardless of all the benefits that has been highlighted, are we ready to make the most of this deal? Of course, it is Citizen Information Network. There is still coming up today, later, GDP, Governance, Development and the People, the program that tells you about how governance, development and the people that are governed are interwoven, related, and how things are playing out in the atmosphere of governing the people and the people who are governed, and how development comes into the between, because development is the gap between the governed and the government. That comes up at about 5 p.m. later today. And you can follow us on all our social media network. If you have any information to get to us, it's info@cinnigeria.com. And you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at CIN Niger. Of course, our website is www.cinnigeria.com. This show is Business Standpoint. Don't forget, this is the place to be. Of course, TSA, the Street Assembly, is a place where we bring the assembly to the street. We talk to the street senators, the street honorable members, and everyone get to share their opinion on the street. It's hot, of course, very hot. And of course, don't forget, we cover the election better than everyone. Any election in the country, you know we did with Ekiti, right? We're coming up with Oshu very soon. And of course, the general election is going to be huge. Stay on CIN, Citizen Information Network. This is BSP. My name once again is IKECHUKWU OYEMIKE. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It is IKECHUKWU. It is IKECHUKWU word. Let's have the conversation continue. And for whatever opinion you have, you can just hint me on it. And don't forget, it's CIN Niger on every platform. God bless you and have a wonderful time. Until we see you again next week, keep doing business.